What is up, everybody? I'm going to give this a minute to see if anybody comes in, I guess. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, dude, thanks, Kevin. I haven't been taking time off necessarily. I've just been overly exhausted as far as looking at different coins. Just from like the Patreon aspect, which I've been way more heavily involved in recently, and like these smaller caps and stuff. Like I stopped posting these smaller caps to their like these really, really high risk ones like 3 weeks ago, because we were very much so obviously overextended. And it's gotten to the point over the past, I would say, especially with the smaller ones, over the past month and a half to 2 months, where it's almost just like gambling. And I did it for a little while, which made sense, and it works sometimes it doesn't. But you really have to know what you're doing to be able to do it. You also have to be willing to eat losses to do that correctly. And a lot of people just don't have the capital to be able to do that, and they don't know what they're doing. So I did some of the smaller caps on like the Patreon that I have for like a month to like a month and a half. And at some point you just got to stop, because the market's overextended. You're seeing, clones of dog coins going to unsustainable market caps. I've also been, mainly talking recently, not even recently, but forever, about the 21 EMA on the weekly for Bitcoin. Regardless of what people have said before, we've heard people saying multiple times, this bull market is different, et cetera. This bull market isn't fucking different. And I think that at least this initial little correction should prove to people that this bull market is not different. We were overextended from the 21 EMA on the weekly for Bitcoin since October of last year, which is the longest we've ever been away from that indicator. It needed to come back down and retest it. When it retested it, right now we broke below it on the weekly, and we're retesting the 50 EMA right now. So as support, hopefully, and maybe this mimics the 2013 bull market, which I think we all want that to do, because we all want to see the altcoins do what we know that they can do, especially the utility-based altcoins that most of us have held forever. So it's fucking crazy. This market's fucking crazy. Posting small cap shitcoins at this point in time on any platform that I have, in my opinion, is kind of irresponsible. I will say, for one thing, I haven't sold all of these small caps yet. Like, I'm holding, even like as immoral as it sounds, I think that the fucking porn coins are going to do well at some point, because it's a $100 billion industry. From a utility aspect, even realizing that everything's going to be swallowed by blockchain and DLT at some point, everything's tokenized. That's a fucking big industry to be tokenized. And we haven't seen a $1 billion market cap sex coin yet. I'm not going to sit here and promote any of them to you guys, but it's just, the internet, whenever it came out, from a mass populace standpoint, not the 70s or the 80s or the 90s, but I remember the late 90s, early 2000s, and that was kind of the big thing that really brought it into the mass populace. So I'm not taking slack on those. Hbar, XRP, Quant, Zinfin, Algorand, Chainlink, maybe even DOT. Some of these assets that I believe have utility, like I won't touch them. I don't even look at my portfolio for that shit, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go up and read through some of the comments here for a second here. Do I have a lag, Jeff? Thanks, Bobby, for coming in, bro. So, I mean, what I've really been looking at lately is kind of where we're at. And I've spent a lot of time this morning. I put a long post together talking about where we're potentially at right now. So this may sound like foreign language to a lot of you guys, but Bitcoin broke on the weekly. To simplify it, it broke an indicator that historically has said that prices are going to go down and go bearish. But you also have to look at all the metrics and everything else that's going on. So I don't think that this bull market necessarily mirrors the 2017/early 2018 bull run. I am thinking more so, assuming that we stay where we're at right now, that Bitcoin is essentially in this little bit of a consolidation sandwiched range at the 50 EMA. And the 50 EMA, there's EMAs on the weekly that you can track. I use the 21 and the 50. They are long-term indicators. I use them as long-term indicators. Bitcoin right now is okay for me, but I want to see certain price levels attacked. I don't even know what Bitcoin's at right now. I think 38 to 39K was like the first price level that I really wanted to see start being attacked. And we're fucking doing it right now with Bitcoin. 38.7. And the only reason I say that 38 to 39K region is, I think it was back in February of this year where we had 5 weeks of resistance against that 30. It was like 37.5 to like 39K resistance, and we broke above it. Now, if we reclaim that level, that's the first step. And make no mistake, I hold no Bitcoin, but I believe that Bitcoin certainly is going to continue to drive the bus, just as it has before, until Bitcoin, and it will be, is usurped by a utility-based asset. Bitcoin's going to fucking drive the bus. There are going to be shit coins to pump consistently all over the place. But when Bitcoin goes into a bear market, you better not be fucking holding any of those shit coins, period. You just better not be doing it. So 37.5 to 39K for Bitcoin. And then really what you have to look at is kind of where that EMA is at. So if you look at the 2013, bull market, where we had this little mini sell-off / consolidation period. I'm going to pull up this chart real quick that I was messing with. All right. Pull it up on the weekly. So, yeah, right now, oh, fuck, I nailed that fucking chart, by the way. So anybody that's on Patreon, if you look at the post I posted today and then pull it up on TradingView, we're right fucking there. So this 38.9 level, $38,900 for Bitcoin, is gigantic. We bounced from the 50 EMA, which is right around 33.5 right now. And we needed to reclaim this 38.9 level just because of the fact that if I look back at January 4th, we got rejected. I'm on the weekly. The week of the 11th of January, rejected. 18th, rejected. 25th of January week, rejected. 1st of February week, rejected. We broke above it, and now, we're holding that as resistance right now. We need to break above that 38.9 level right now, or within the next few days to a week. Historically, if we look at what Bitcoin did in 2013, if we mimic 2013, it only sat below the 21 EMA, which right now is sitting at about $44,500 for about a week and a half, and it broke above. And we only had, I think, since we actually bottomed in 2013, it was like 147 days, I want to say, until the parabolic peak of the entire bull market. So, looking left and realizing where you're at in this market is essential. Now, what was interesting to me is that I saw, and I didn't pull up alts later today. Looking at Bitcoin is good, but looking at where the alts are at is essential in this market. So right now, we're touching base right off on that higher level indicator, which still tells me that alts are bullish. We had a big correction down. We went down. We went from, just in the alts, excluding Bitcoin, $1.297 trillion. And this candle slammed us down to about $904 billion. Right now, the altcoin market's sitting at about $942 billion. That's excluding Bitcoin. I still think that if we stay above this indicator, that altcoins can potentially run. That being said, I still think Bitcoin drives the bus as well. So I'm kind of watching that. It was interesting to see, though, that Bitcoin slammed down below its top level indicator, meaning that, historically that goes into a little bit of a bear market, whether that 2017, that was the bear market. 2013, it wasn't. There was a consolidation phase, and then we actually hit our peak. Everything that I've seen, and this is not financial advice, everything that I've seen with Bitcoin leads me to believe that we are not at the parabolic portion of the market cycle yet. I think that we need to watch Bitcoin's price action. We need to reclaim on Bitcoin at least, and I fucking hold no Bitcoin. We need to reclaim that like $38,500, $39,000 level, and then we need to attack and break above that 21 EMA, which, it's going to consistently at this point in time be falling because of the way that the trend's going. So I don't know what it's going to be next week, but I would say somewhere around $43,000, maybe $42,000, and we need to break above that, which I don't think is a difficult thing to do. We're already sitting close to that right now. So this may be a fucking fake out. That's kind of the way that I'm leading at this point in time, because we haven't seen the utility assets go parabolic. We haven't seen Bitcoin go parabolic yet. We've seen an unsustainable rise, but we haven't seen that blow off top yet, in my opinion. We had weeks of consolidation around this time frame. That hasn't happened before in a Bitcoin bull market. So I'm curious to see, I'll field some questions. I'm curious to see what you guys think about that. But me personally, I don't think that we've seen the end of this yet. And I think that a lot of these altcoins that we all fucking love from a utility standpoint are slamming back down to resistances that they held for like 2 to 3 years. Look at XRP. It slammed back down underneath 80 cents, and now I think we're probably still sitting above 80 cents. And look at XRP. Oh, fuck. Yeah, XRP is at 98 cents. So I don't even look at XRP. Like, honest to God, like, you look at that level of resistance for years, and, you're talking. Let me pull up XRP real quick. Because you can't look at shit on, and I like looking at the Poloniex chart just because it's the oldest. God, look at that fucking wick. XRP looks rough right now, though, too, on the daily with this fucking cross about to occur. So the 21 EMA is about to cross below the 50 EMA on the daily for XRP. That is what it is. It's fine. This, like, yeah, I mean, we're right there, like this 76 cent level. We have massive resistance at like between 76 and 80 cents, massive resistance for like all the way back since like November 2020. There really wasn't a whole lot after that. I mean, if I even just look at XRP's chart, the next level for XRP from like where we were at like last week before this correction, I gotta pull up the daily. Hang on one sec, guys. XRP is so fucking parabolic. That 80 cents level was huge in my opinion. So I'm not going to, I would have to take like 20 minutes to look at this fucking thing. But right now for XRP, I mean, you're sitting, so XRP almost broke below the 21 EMA. Actually, it did, and it touched base off on the 50. We obviously have a pretty decently sized green candle right now that kind of shoots us above. Just for reference for you guys, this 86 cent level is very, very big. So if we break below 0.862 cents on XRP and consolidate below that, that's going to be an issue for me. I think that I'm looking at that like 88 cents to maintain as like support right now, and we'll see where it goes. I drew this long ass term trend line. As soon as I pull up TradingView, it populates for XRP. And for me, this may be like 3-4 months. If we break above this thing, I don't know. My targets for XRP were always like 10 to 30 bucks. Sitting through the last bear market, I don't know if that happens right now, but we certainly are having some consolidation right below this long ass term trend line. I wish I could share my screen with you guys right now, but I'm not as technically adept as most people would want me to be. So I think that we're still okay as far as all of this shit is concerned. I just think that everybody needs to keep a very level head. If you have small caps, I did this on Patreon, but I will do this for you guys right now. All you need to do is go to tradingview.com. Once you get to tradingview.com, and just to kind of monitor these altcoins in general, and this is kind of my trigger. I've sold off some, but my trigger is certainly just watching the total altcoin market cap, excluding Bitcoin right now, along with watching Bitcoin. And all you have to do really is like type in two indicators for the total altcoin market cap. It's the 21 and the 50 EMA. You just go to indicators, type in EMA twice. It'll populate. There's a little settings thing. You highlight your cursor over it. You just change it to 21 and 50. You can change the style of it to make it thicker, et cetera, et cetera. You will see what I am looking at with altcoins right now. We are very much so okay right now. But what I posted to Patreon as well is that like Bitcoin's going to drive the bus. If Bitcoin crashes, it's going to fucking force altcoins down as well. And altcoins are at a very critical level of support right now. But this happens in every bull market. This happens in every bear market. There are levels of support and resistance. And we need to come back down. I've told people this multiple times. Like Bitcoin was unsustainably high for a very long time. Altcoins were unsustainably high for a very long time. Every time we have a sustainable bull market, you have to come back down and retest these levels. I mean, that's just what happens. Nothing fucking goes straight up. That is also a key thing when you're investing into some of these very brand new coins. A lot of these brand new ones you can't chart, and I'm not a TA guy by any means, but I use all the factors and all the methods that I possibly can. When you see something super overextended, and as fucked up and as crazy as it is, like even in these small caps, I will put up the 21 EMA and the 50 EMA on these small caps, and I'll just go down to a much smaller time frame. And it's crazy. Like I was never into like charting or TA or any of this stuff, but like in a bull market, if you're watching these things, like you can tell when things are overextended and they just need to come back home for an accumulation period or whatever. Now, some of these things just keep going up, but it fucking is what it is. I guess my play right now is, to be completely transparent with you guys, I haven't touched any of the utility-based assets whatsoever. I still have a couple of these small caps. I have some of the porn ones. I don't really necessarily care what anybody thinks of it because it's my fucking investment. And I think it's a massive industry that needs disrupted. And I also have Alliance Block still. I'm actually thinking about adding to Alliance Block. And that may be like a longer term hold, like a 2 to 3 year hold for me. I don't even necessarily care. Like those are ones that I'm not going to sell. The smaller cap ones that I still have, if I see altcoins and if I see signs that we're not going to mimic 2013, I'm fucking selling. But I'm not going to sell XRP. I've already decided at this point in time. It's not at the price level that I want to sell it at. Same thing with Hbar, same thing with Quant, same thing with all these coins that I believe have utility. I'm willing to sit through and reaccumulate, which I should have done during the last bear market. I knew what was coming. I wasn't putting out content in March of last year when the bottom occurred. So I didn't have extra money. I've told people all the time, I only invest exactly what I'm fucking willing to afford to lose. And for me, complete transparency, right now I have 23,000 XRP. That's how much fucking XRP I have. It's like nothing compared to what a lot of people have in the space. But for me, if XRP gets to $20 or $30, which I believe that it can at some point in time, that's life-changing money for me. And at that point in time when I was investing into XRP, back in the day, throughout the bear market, I was a single income provider for my family. I still am. 3 kids, a wife, paying a mortgage for like $220,000. I didn't have extra money to buy into crypto. When I started the Patreon and the YouTube and all this other stuff, and if I was an incentivized person from a monetary perspective, I would be making 3 fucking YouTube videos a day. And I could easily probably hit 60 to 70 grand a year doing this shit. I personally just don't give a shit. It's too exhausting. I would rather do it in a way that I think is correct. I feel like I've built up a community in this space, at least on my platforms, where I don't even necessarily need to be there 24/7. There's other people facilitating some of the same things that I was doing before. But I'm still consistently on a day-to-day basis researching this shit. It's exhausting. I've been doing this forever. Doing these YouTube videos is very hard. It's time consuming. And it's almost like, why am I doing a video just to do a video? I would rather try to help people instead of just putting out content that just people watch and they blank stare at it. Now I'm going to go back to YouTube again. I love the YouTube community that I've garnered and everything else, but it's so much more work. And this bull market has been so hard where I feel like I have to focus on the community that's like vested in me to an extent and try to help them with a little bit of knowledge. But it's fucking gambling. We're literally fucking gambling right now. Unless you're buying dips of utility-based assets and hoping that we're going to go up further in a bull market, you're buying like literally like small coins, which I still am too, to an extent. When you're buying these small cap assets, you are fucking gambling. I've done that for the past 3 or 4 months, but I haven't touched the utility ones. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm going to go through some of these, I guess, and try to bullshit with you guys a little bit here. XRP over $1 again? Is Alex Cobb streaming the XRP burst stream? Fuck yeah, it's over $1 again. Awesome. Volume is picking up as well, which is nice. What is Hbar at? All right, Hbar back to 25 cents. Quant's up 32%, up $42 almost. Algo's up 20%. So Bitcoin must be. Oh fuck yeah! Bitcoin's at that $39,000 level, which we were just talking about. I mean, keeping the faith is gigantic, guys. We know what we're fucking invested in. We know what market we're in. We know where we're at in this market as well. I mean, there's going to be shakeouts. There's going to be. I'm not going to sit here and say fucking diamond hands, but diamond hands. I am going to say we know what we're invested in. Fucking diamond hands. It's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't need diamond hands. I know the institutions that are building on top of DLT and blockchain. I don't need to have people on fucking Twitter that are incentivized by posting fucking hands with themselves with goddamn diamonds on them telling me that I need to fucking hold. Especially things like fucking Doge. No, fuck that shit. I'm not saying Doge isn't going to go higher. You guys know my opinion on Doge. I just believe with something like Doge that if you're going to invest in a meme coin, any fucking meme coin can develop utility over time if it garners an adoption. I certainly am not going to be promoting a fucking meme coin that already went up 60x and is sitting at a 40 or $50 billion market cap. What does that say about myself? It's fucking retarded. I would never do that. I will try to find smaller ones potentially that can potentially do the same thing, but it's much riskier. God, though, I don't need diamond hands when I know that the major organizations and institutions across the entire world are fucking building on the assets that we hold before anything is fucking public, before there's even regulations. We fucking hold these assets. We hold them. Institutions are figuring out how to scramble and future-proof their companies by building on top of these assets. And guess what? We hold them. And you can't shake me from utility-based assets that are going to literally change the world. That's why I said if prices don't go to the level that I want them to go out with XRP, Hbar, Quant, all these assets, I will just hold and reaccumulate more, because it's not like these institutions aren't going to continue building. These legacy institutions take years to do things. The banking system, SWIFT has been around since the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2000. We're looking at almost 50 years before banks have upgraded their capabilities, essentially. And now we have the opportunity with distributed ledger technology and instant settlement, instant payments. These things need to work themselves out, though. They want to ensure that interoperability is occurring, because the legacy rails are going to certainly run in parallel with the DLT rails at some point in time once regulations get sorted out. And at some point, there is going to be a convergence where the legacy rails aren't as fucking efficient, which they already aren't, as the DLT rails. So they start merging together through interoperability initiatives. And essentially, that is the game over. That is, you're at the precipice of the fucking mountain, and the legacy system is literally going to fall off of a cliff. And I don't know how these institutions survive. You even look at GPI. I know that I saw XRP Darren talking about GPI about a week ago, saying GPI can perform instant settlement, and yes, GPI can. That information has been out for about a year or so now.
No, you're fine.
But instant settlement through GPI deals in it's not on a decentralized nature. It's essentially the same thing that they're already doing right now through Nostro and Vostro. If you aren't aware what Nostro and Vostro are, this is the way that all of our fucking money moves. Period. All of our money moves essentially through payments. So if I use my debit card or credit card or any sort of a payment initiative through my financial institution, when I go to a restaurant and I pay a $30 bill, that isn't a settlement. That $30 bill then has to go through a waiting period through a bank. There's a front end and a back end. So let's say my fucking restaurant I go through deals with Chase. And let's say the back end bank that Chase settles with is Bank of America or whoever it fucking is. And it's days. Swift doing instant settlement isn't revolutionary whatsoever. It's promissory fucking agreements between two institutions to hold certain amounts of Nostro and Vostro on the front and back end, and pre-validate messages, which X Current through Ripple already did, so that they can instantly settle. So it's like you still have Nostro and Vostro. It's fucking retarded. That there's an incentive to do that just because that system already exists. But once regulations occur and that system doesn't need to exist anymore, it fucking goes away, just like every other system in the history of mankind that hasn't needed to exist. It's pretty clear, cut and dry where this goes. You look at something like Hbar, they're building out smart grid technology. We've talked about the DoD. We've talked about SecNav and Hbar, Hedera Hashgraph. Their governing board is a fucking monster. Chainlink coming on board for the governing board. I will say one thing. If you guys look up small caps and you see Chainlink is our partner, that's fucking bullshit. 99% of the time, as an Oracle integrator of Chainlink, that does not mean they're partnered with Chainlink. It just means they're integrating Chainlink oracles onto their platform, which is literally nothing. Chainlink coming on board as a governing partner of Hedera Hashgraph is fucking huge. Chainlink and I believe Alliance Block are partnered as well. That's bigger because Alliance Block is actually building out data ecosystems, et cetera, across the board. So utility-based assets fucking rule the roost at some point, but we are not in a utility bull market whatsoever. Make no mistake about it. So I'm still holding ALBT, certainly. I'm not fucking selling Alliance Block. I will, at some point, add more to Alliance Block. Bro, Don, when I consolidated all my altcoins like 2 months ago, and I'm glad that I didn't keep it there because we're not in a utility bull market, I went all into Alliance Block pretty much. Because Alliance Block was also in this price range where it was like, man, it's about to fucking move. But what I've seen with Alliance Block is they're not necessarily focused on centralized exchanges right now. They're just focused on building, and their partners are fucking giant. So every single partner that they have is literally doing something game-changing in this space. So for me, I won't sell Alliance Block. I would just add to it, even during a bear market. I just don't care. I'll just dollar cost average. I bought my first Alliance Block at like 4 cents or 6 cents. I sold some at 30 cents. I sold some at 60 cents. And I was also doing the liquidity mining on the platform. So I still hold Alliance Block. I don't have a shit ton right now. Transparency, full transparency, I probably have like $7,000 to $10,000 worth of Alliance Block, which is a lot for me, given the fact that they're probably at like a $60 or $70 million market cap right now. And at some point, I believe they're a multi-billion-dollar asset. So, and they're not promoted. Like nobody knows about Alliance Block except for like just like when I was fucking talking about Hbar like in June of last year. Like I am not going to sit there and say that I made people buy Hbar, but like the interview that I would love to do a fucking interview with Alliance Block. The interview that I had with Christian Hasker at Hedera Hashgraph for me in June of last year was like game changing because I knew about Hbar and I knew about some of the relationships they had. And as soon as I saw that, as soon as I interviewed him and the transparency was there, I was like, fuck, Hbar is big, Hedera Hashgraph is big. And I found some shit before that interview, like the DoD thing through Smart Grid Technology and stuff. I found some stuff through Alliance Block too. They're going to have a subsidiary organization that's going to tokenize real estate, which nobody fucking knows about. Nobody paid attention to that post that I made. I was deep diving like patents and shit, and I was like looking up the founders' names, and I found that, and then I confirmed it through their Telegram that it's essentially like a subsidiary organization that may go public for tokenizing fucking real estate and shit through Alliance Block. So, and if you weren't aware with Alliance Block, I'm not shilling them. I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever. Every single transaction, pretty much they're developing, like every utility-based mechanism on that platform, whether it be like the DeFi, liquidity marketing that they're liquidity initiator that they just launched today, or whether it be like the data platform, everything else. Every transaction runs through fucking ALBT, which is ridiculous. It's an actual utility-based asset. So I'm fucking rambling now. What's STC? Card Stack? I held Card Stack at the very beginning. I sold Student Coin. Yeah, bro. American Argonaut. When I didn't know what to expect doing the interview with Christian from Hashgraph, but like I tried to do my due diligence and like make sure that I had the correct questions lined up. And I had obviously been researching Hashgraph before that, but after I did that interview with him, it was like fucking game over. What do I think about Sheeb? Yeah, liquidity marketing as a service, right? Isn't that right, Bobby? I saw that today. You posted that. So essentially, that's Bobby. I didn't read the article yet. I know that just came out today. Who's my favorite wrestler? But I think that's essentially what they were talking about like months ago, right? With the single-sided liquidity staking mechanism, as well as enabling other platforms that are partnered with Alliance Block to participate in that mechanism. I didn't even read the article. I'm assuming that's what it was. Sheeb. What is Sheeb's market cap? Really high right now? Yeah, of course. $4 billion, $3.8 billion. I'm not touching Shiba Inu. I don't care what it goes to. I'm just not touching it. Same opinion I have with Doge. I'm not doing that. So it could go much fucking higher, dude. But I don't know. I'm not a Sheeb guy. So I will say that I try to find smaller coins. I don't care if they're meme coins or anything. So Bobby, yes. So liquidity marketing as a service through Alliance Block. Bobby, can you do me a favor? Can you post the link to that Medium article that Alliance Block just posted today in this thread, so people can maybe look into it a little bit more? Sheeb will shock the world like Doge. I'm sure it will. KG, I'm not. Yeah. Oh yeah, Sai Patel. I am still in Sheesh, and the name of Sheesh is Sheesh. It is bussin' or whatever. The price action certainly is not fucking bussin'. It's fucking horrible. Denarius. I haven't heard of Denarius. I can look it up. I probably won't do it on the stream, but I'll look it up. When I say small caps, I think you guys misinterpret what I'm talking about. So I don't necessarily try to find super hype coins like that Clue one is being really hyped right now. I don't want to buy into that. And the only reason I don't want to buy into that is because there's like fucking 45 or 50,000 holders in front of me where I have no idea what their positions are. I have no idea what kind of a power position I can take into that coin. When I say smaller caps, and this isn't financial advice whatsoever, I'm just telling you what I've fucking done. I'm willing to lose if I go into 5 smaller caps. I'm talking like smaller caps by tracking whale wallets. And if I go into 5, I'm willing to lose everything in all 5. But if I catch one and I'm like one of like the first, and I track whale wallets that have like millions of dollars in their portfolio, and I catch one that I try to vet out through a Twitter, through a Telegram, maybe a use case that just released, and there's like less than 200 or 300 holders, and with $1,000 or $2,000, I can become the top 20 or 30 holder of that coin. That's what I try to do. I've hit it with one of them where it went up 80x in like fucking 9 days, but you have to be willing to eat losses and able to be able to do that. So I'm not advocating doing that whatsoever. That is not for everybody. That's just what I do. Like, I'm not getting into these fucking coins that already are at a $70 or $80 million market cap that are meme coins. I just won't do it. It's just not my style. I just won't do it. I've seen Ensure. Is it doing well, KG? So Bobby shared the Alliance Block status as far as the liquidity marketing as a service. It's fucking huge, in my opinion. I have to read through it. Everything that I read from Alliance Block is just jaw dropping. I think at some point, like it's a fucking sleeper, and I still believe very much so. I don't even know what Alliance Block's price is right now. It was one of those coins when you find it and you're just like, oh my god, this is going to be fucking huge. And this is all the way back in December of last year, but 37 cents, $70 million market cap right now for Alliance Block. They're partnered with the London Stock Exchange, Chainlink, Quant, across the board, Ramp, all these fucking initiatives. It's a joke right now. Bobby, you're making me want to go back into Alliance Block through fiat that I've already cashed out, because I'm not going to be trading out of positions unless I'm, whatever it is right now. Do I think Hbar will be on more exchanges soon? It just listed to Uphold, didn't it? So, Craig, I don't know. Craig's asking when I see the bull run ending. That's going to depend on whether we're mimicking 2017 or 2013. If we're mimicking 2013, 5 months, June, July, August, September, sometime in October or November, but I you can't take that. I don't know. There's Craig. Hold on. Craig asked when I see the bull run ending. Let me reply to you real quick. So now look into Bitcoin.com website is pretty much still my metric. As crazy as it is, I'm still just watching Bitcoin. And if you go on to there's like logarithmic growth curves, there's golden ratio multiplier, there's different things. One of those charts, and I'll tell you which one it is, Craig, since you asked me the question. Hey guys, I'm just bullshitting at this point in time. And I'm going to try to help people if I fucking can. So it is what it is. I could make super fucking scammy titles to these videos, but I'm not going to do that. So, Craig, if you go onto that website that I posted, look into Bitcoin.com. The Bitcoin Investor Tool is essentially the 2-year moving average multiplier. So I look at that, and I look at that top red line on there, which is essentially the trigger to going parabolic. We have not done that yet with Bitcoin whatsoever, so I'm looking at that. Golden ratio multiplier on that website is pretty valuable, in my opinion, to look at buying opportunities during a bear market. So maybe not right now, but still a pretty good metric to use. And then I'm looking at the logarithmic growth curves on that website as well. So you have to understand with the logarithmic growth curves, if you're looking at something like this, that top line on there is going to consistently kind of move upward, but it's the ceiling and the floor. The ceiling gets lower and the floor gets higher for Bitcoin. So I still think we're going to see a ridiculous number for Bitcoin in like the next 5 to 10 years. I just don't want to invest in Bitcoin because I know, in my opinion, it's not the future. So if we were to hit the top, let's say from logarithmic growth curves in July, it'd be like $119,000 Bitcoin. Do I think that's going to happen? No. I know I watch Blockchain Backer a lot, and he's still calling for that like 70 to 90K range or whatever it is. There's multiple tools that you can use, though. I look at that. Brown at Peanuts, Rev down 99.5% still. Is that, what is that? Revolution Populi? Oh no, it's Vechain. Oh yeah. You're looking at assets that are like back in 2018. Yeah, I get it. Well, was Vechain still fucking, are they still active on Twitter and shit? Yeah, I don't know about Vechain. They're active on Twitter, but it's like social engagement posts, not adoption integration posts. Will I buy Spark when it comes out? I'm going to have enough Spark where I can participate in the ecosystem, I think, and essentially change my life from that. So I put in total into these smaller caps, again, transparency, since probably November of last year, maybe about like 18 to 20 grand since November of last year. And this isn't utility assets. I've held those. And I turned that 18 to 20 grand into I cashed out like 220 grand. But I still probably have from $18,000 or $20,000, maybe like 100 grand in. So for me, looking at the Flare ecosystem, if I can participate, $18,000 to $20,000 for me, I'm not going to rebuy. I'm just going to hold and participate in the ecosystem and try to earn rewards that way, and do the same thing that I did with small caps on Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. So yeah, I've already made a decision for myself, guys, and this is a decision that you guys have to make as well. I really am just not putting more fiat into this market. I've chosen not to do that at this point in time. The utility-based assets are what they are at this point in time. I'm going to hold them, and the smaller caps I still have in there, I will trade and try to do the best that I possibly can for my family. But I'm just not putting more fiat into the market, and I decided to not do that probably back in late February, early March. Enough was enough for me putting in my own capital. I'm just going to try to trade what I have, and then go into the bear market with hopefully some fiat in the background where I can leverage some power positions whenever we go down again. I don't know when that is, but yeah. Oh, all of my Spark goes back into the ecosystem. Any Flare rewards from participating and holding XRP that I have are not going to be cashed out. They're all going to go back into the ecosystem to participate and try to earn as many rewards as I possibly can, because I think Flare is fucking huge. It's 5:24 right now. I have 6 days to learn about Flare. Thank you for reminding me. Now I have to fucking deep dive Flare for the next 6 days and actually learn about it. So, no, this is Andrew Carnegie. So, yeah, I'm all in on Flare. Any rewards I get are free money. For me not to incentivize myself by participating in the ecosystem and earn rewards will be completely fucking stupid, because number one, it's a tax. It's a tax hit right off the bat whenever you earn whatever rewards you have. So, capital gains is going to hit unless I see somebody say something otherwise. I mean, capital gains hits right when you earn your reward. So, for me, I'm incentivized, number one, because I believe in the ecosystem. I believe in the utility of the XRPL, and I believe in the utility bringing smart contracts and DeFi into the XRPL. So I think Flare enables that. There's no reason for me with free money to cash anything out. I am going to try to turn whatever rewards I get into whatever rewards I get from the from participating in the network. That's just me. So I'm no fucking selling Flare for me. If it dumps, I may fucking buy more. So I found DAG a long time ago. That's Constellation, if you're not aware. They're tied into the Air Force. I did a deep dive on Constellation back in November or December last year. Same thing with fucking Harmony One. I did a gigantic deep dive on Harmony, and it was like inconvenient for me to buy, so I didn't buy. What a stupid decision on my part, because I saw all the relationships. The third one that I did a real big deep dive on was Singularity Net. I think that's AGI. Fucking huge. And I didn't buy any of those three. What an idiot that I am. So, yeah, AGI, Tony, yeah. AGI Singularity Net is Hanson Robotics, the fucking first robotic citizen of what was it? Somewhere in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, and a fucking UN member, a robot. Sophia was her name. Hanson Robotics is big. They're tied into UN education initiatives. So yeah, Singularity Net is definitely fucking big. I still haven't bought it, but I did a deep dive on it, and they're fucking huge. I've seen so much stuff. They're tied in with so many people. I should have bought, but we started getting into that hype phase where I was like, I don't know what to do at this point in time. So, yeah, Singularity Net. Harmony One, I wish I would have bought, or Harmony, I wish I would have bought 4 months ago. But Singularity, I don't even know what Singularity is at right now. Has it pumped? Has it done anything? I'm sure it has. Yeah, Singularity Net is AGI. Of course, yeah, 161. So that, I'm looking at the chart. Oh, yeah. Singularity still has room to go, I think. I mean, these are companies you have to understand, like, these companies that are tied into like NWOE type shit or like UN type shit, they're not necessarily looking for exchanges and hype or any of that stuff. They're just building. And if you look at Singularity, like, people when ICP Dfinity launched, they're like, what the fuck is Dfinity? What is ICP? Why is it in the top 10? That project had an IOU out for like 4 months or 3 months. Dfinity was a fucking monster. I posted about Dfinity on Patreon. I think it was Garcha that reminded me of Garcha is a dude on my Patreon that reminded me about Dfinity. This was like in January. Casper is another fucking gigantic project. Huge and horrible rollout of Casper, but Casper is fucking huge. Casper is like an Ethereum killer potentially. Check out Casper. Check out Dfinity. Check out Covalent. Covalent is Covalent. Covalent is fucking huge. Casper's a giant, and I haven't bought these just because of the fact that we're in an unsustainable portion of the bull market. It's almost like me buying fucking Elastos in 2017. We saw what Elastos did, but and then it crashed all the way down. Some of these team members have just moved on and integrated with other projects. Like, I still think Casper's big. I've seen who's integrated with them. Covalent, Dfinity was not a surprise. Dfinity launching in the top 10 was not a surprise. I'm surprised that people were surprised that it launched in the top 10 because the people building on Dfinity are fucking massive. Yes, Cardano is connected with Singularity Net, if I understand correctly, Shannon. I remember that when I researched it. Cardano was initially Singularity Net AGI initially built on top of Ethereum, and I think back in like late last year they announced the switch over to Cardano. So you are correct, Shannon. Jeff, yeah, Vechain is one of those assets that I'm just going to continue holding. Yeah, I'm not selling Vechain. I'll wait for Vechain to go deep state into China. Vechain is tied into, so I forget what they're called, but it's like these state initiatives into China. So like by state, I mean like small sects of SECTS sects of ecosystems into China, as far as some of these small like suburban populaces of China, I guess is the best way to describe it to people in the U.S. And the state initiative, though, the state by I mean like China, like the whole state of China. If Vechain is successful in these different little sects of China, it's a government fucking platform. Vechain is tied into the fucking government of China. So I don't sell coins that are integrated into governments of nations. That's just kind of the way that I've been operating under. Yeah, fuck. Bobby says Definity has 188 people working on the project. If you even go to Definity's website, it's fucking massive. Like, as soon as I saw it, I remember seeing it like last year, but then I think it was Garcha or somebody on the Patreon that was like, look at Definity again. The IOU is live. I think it was on like CoinList or something. And it just reminded me, and I don't like buying IOU, so I didn't do it, but Definity is a fucking monster, an absolute monster. It's like imagine like they're trying to be like the DLT/blockchain internet period. So them launching at the market cap they launched at was not surprising to me whatsoever. So. Should I still buy some Hbar at this point? Let me pop a Guinness and hang out, bro. Yeah, bro, pop a Guinness. We're just fucking hanging out at this point in time. I haven't done anything on YouTube for like a month. So Hbar at this point in time for me, I mean, you have to consider like Hbar doesn't have a historical bull run behind it. So I still very much so believe that if Bitcoin does what I think it might potentially do, I think Hbar at $1 is a joke. I think Hbar could go to like $2, $3 during this bull market. Now, that being said, there's a big grain of salt involved in that as well, because if Bitcoin crashes, then Hbar goes back down to 6 or 7 cents or whatever the fuck it is during the bear market. So for me, I'm not buying more Hbar, but if I was in a position to add more fiat to the market, and it's a risk reward type thing, you have to look at the market cap of Hbar. I think Hbar in 3 to 5 years is not even a $3 to $5 coin, or maybe even by 2030. If you're willing to hold it, I think it's like a $20 to $30 coin, and in 10 years from now. But it's a risk versus reward type thing. I mean, I wouldn't be buying Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of these assets right now that are in the top 100, just because of the fact that, yeah, 5 to 10 to 15x is great, but what if I find one that's smaller that can do a 50 to 100x still? If you're a utility-based investor and you just are here for the long term, Hbar at fucking 30 cents is a joke, in my opinion. Still, it's just willing to wait it out. Are you willing to wait on the potential for a bear market to occur to hit those targets again and to go much higher? I mean, look at the people that fucking just held Cardano, and they're finally reaping the rewards of Cardano. Now, Hbar is not at an all-time high. It did not go parabolic, but the people that held Cardano at $1.30 or whatever the fuck it went to, or $1.08 or whatever it went to during the last bull market, are finally starting to reap rewards 3 years later. So, but again, I don't think that we've seen the top for Hbar. So, you guys give me 2 seconds here. Keep the chat going. I am going to take a piss, but give me 2 seconds and I will be right back. Should use it. All right, guys. Drain the Snake token is now live on Uniswap, so please go buy. It is a deflationary DeFi token. 1% burns back to the holders. 1% burn forever. 50% burned. No rug pull. So drain the snake. DrainTheSnake.com. Bittruce, casino coin. Furry outdoor chairs. No, these are pillows, dude. Just some pillows. So, yeah, I mean, if you guys have more questions, I'll probably hang out for another 15 minutes. My wife's making dinner. I haven't done this for a long time, so. Pisscoin, yeah. No cap. There is there's no I mean I can mint tokens with Drain the Snake token. For every 30 seconds that I piss, 30 million tokens are minted. So fuck yeah, I got a new beer, dude. It's Monday, so I'm dealing with the week. I've had the shittiest fucking past 3 months. Like my wife had to fly down to North Carolina because her uncle was like on his deathbed. We've been dealing with stuff with my daughter for the past like 3 months. I've been dealing with shit for the past 3 months, but you know, trying to take care of my daughter and stuff has been kind of the big thing at this point in time. But and trying to fucking stay on top of like the crypto stuff. It's so tiring. You know, like I'll get these little bursts of energy. Like this morning, I was doing that. I did a Patreon post with like state of the market, which kind of went over everything I'm looking at for Bitcoin and for altcoins and everything else. And that probably took like an hour and a half at work. I'm glad the IT guy at work doesn't know what I'm fucking doing at work because all I do is fucking crypto. It's just exhausting. My goal, like I've tried to set mini goals. And if something bigger than that happens, great. But I would say, like, my recommendation to everybody that listens to me or that even has even been in the space, if you have profit that is situation changing, and you can still have a stake in the game, I think it makes sense to cash out situation changing profit. I came into a situation like that about a month ago where I had situation changing profit. I cashed out, et cetera, et cetera. I still had stake in the game. So I didn't feel like, and I took my initial investment out. I think that's huge. Looking at the digital asset market because a lot of people think it's just a one shot and they're like, I want to get rich in like 2 weeks. That's not the case. Like we are all in this market, assuming that regulations don't come in that completely fuck us out of this entire market. We're going to have multiple opportunities to change our lives. And I think regulations do start to come in to an extent that do kind of eliminate us a little bit. But if you're smart and you do it the right way, I think that we still have probably like 8 to 10 years left with 2 more cycles where we can really change our lives. So going for fucking broke right now, to me, does not make sense. If you don't have enough money to go all in, which nobody has enough money to go all in, or to overextend yourself, does not make sense. If you choose correctly and you do your research, and you follow trends even to an extent whenever markets go a certain way. Number one, my goal right now is to change my situation. My second goal, which I hope can still be attained during this bull market, will be to change my life. Whether that be pay a mortgage off, or whether that be pay a car off or 2 cars off, or whatever you want to do. My goal has never been to buy a fucking Lamborghini. I don't give a fuck about a Lambo. I don't give a fuck about any sort of car, vehicle whatsoever. I give a fuck about sustainability. Being able to prepare myself for the next potential bull market, being able to prepare myself for buying into things like physical metals if I want to do that, having power positions leveraged so that I can go back into a bear market in a more structured way and understand what the capabilities of that investment is during the next bear market. So a situation changing moment, to me, is what made sense to cash out. Life-changing moment, to me, makes sense to cash out. And then generational wealth-changing moment, for me, makes sense to cash out. But that's probably not going to happen for me for a few years. But I understand that I have power in this market. I have power, and I don't want to sit in fiat. I would never just cash out and sit in fiat. I would like to go into something more stable, maybe an ROI-based thing from a stable coin. Maybe something not attached to the dollar if possible. Maybe some sort of like an SDR stablecoin, but not based on international currencies, based on like physical metals, et cetera, whatever. I'm still looking for that. But all I'm saying is just kind of understand where you're at in this market. Don't think you're going to get rich quick. And every one of us is empowered in this market. We can capitalize on our own research and initiatives. I never fucking thought that I would be in a position where 330 people gave a shit about what I wanted to say. But from a realistic standpoint, like we're in this market together, and this market is not going anywhere. It's going to get stronger. The market cap of crypto will not be $2 or $3 or $4 or $5 trillion in 2025. It'll be much bigger than that. And in 2030, it will be much bigger than that. And you just extrapolate out the fucking data and understand where this market is going, because DLT and blockchain swallow everything. This is a gigantic opportunity for all of us. If you're just getting in, I've talked to people that are literally just getting in 3-4 months ago, and they're like, man, I fucking lost a lot of money. It's like, that sucks. But use that as a learning opportunity, because just because you lost a lot of money did not mean that a lot of people didn't make a lot of money, and you can't be one of those people during the next cycle or even during the next upturn in the bull market. Paying attention to things is gigantic in this space. So we are fucking early. Like Dogecoin going to 40 or 60 $1 billion market cap. Imagine if you pick a utility-based asset that legitimately is utilized across the globe in 7 to 10 years, because it's not going to, even the next bull market is not going to be utility, in my opinion. I think it's going to be somewhat utility, which is what I thought about this bull market, but we've seen that that's not the fucking case. This is just sole speculation still. When regulations do kick in, and if you hold a utility-based asset, fuck, it's literally game over. Even if you hold like $500 or $1,000 worth of utility-based asset in 15 to 20 years from now, and you just held on to that because they're still developing, they're still being utilized across the board. Pause, go inside. It's game over. So I got 5 more minutes with you guys, 10 more minutes. Yeah, and if you're investing in shitcoins, I mean, honestly, that's on you. I do the same thing, but you reap what you sow. You know what I mean? You're going to get wrecked 60 to 80% of the time. But, and this isn't financial advice, the caveat to that is if you get wrecked 60 to 80% of the time, but if you fucking pick one, you can make a shit ton of money. So I don't advocate investing in shitcoins, but yeah, it's you are gambling if you're investing in shitcoins. You're not investing, you're fucking gambling. When I track whale wallets and try to buy into these coins, that's gambling. You know, the safer bet for the medium to long term would just be to invest in utility-based assets and fucking hold. Just like the stock market, most investors that win out in markets find something that they know has utility, that they know is going to be utilized, and they just hold it for years. That is the way to win. The most risk-averse way to win in this market is just to find something with utility, diversify a little bit, and hold. Now, we know historically it's been said that, you know, consolidated positions generate wealth and diversified positions maintain it. I believe in that to an extent, but I think it's bullshit when you're dealing in the newest asset class in hundreds of years. So I think diversification is completely fine in digital assets. I feel so bad for people that just, you know, I was pretty much all into XRP for about 2 years. And then I found Hbar, and then I kind of found Quant, and then I kind of found like even DOT. I bought DOT at like $2. $200. I bought DOT at $200 or like $160 before they did the redenomination of the coins, and now whatever DOT's at now, like 26, or I don't even fucking know what it's at. Yeah, you finding these utility-based assets is gigantic, especially in a bear market. If you find a utility-based asset in a bear market, and you're just willing to hold, it's fucking huge. You know, these shit coins are gambling. Make no mistake about it. So, you know, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm holding the utility. I'm trying to look at the shit coins in the hype market too, because, you know, a small amount of money can turn into a lot with those, but long-term sustainability, that's utility. 100% across the board. So 5 more minutes. If you guys have any more questions. Yeah, I'm not touching SafeMoon. It's much harder to move a multi-billion-dollar asset than it is a few $100,000 or multi-million-dollar asset. So not touching SafeMoon. Reserve rights. That's going to be a bear market buy for me. Same thing with AVAX. Same thing with Energy Web. Ones that I knew about a long time ago that I never bought into. Those are bear market buys. Same thing with Cardano. I'll load more up on Cardano during the bear market next time. Kevin Cage is your guy for algo, Stuart. I've held Algo ever since Kevin talked about it. Ocean is fucking huge. I sold some Ocean IRS media just because of the fact that the market cap at that point in time, I was trying to get into smaller market caps because I felt like they were much easier to move. But I held Ocean back in December and I sold it in like February, March. So I did well on it. If you guys aren't aware, check out Ocean. I think Ocean is involved in what's going to be going on over the next 3 to 5 years. It's essentially like seamless data transmission with DLT capabilities. So Ocean is huge to me. I certainly believe that's a utility-based asset. Harmony is huge. The Adventures of Galactic Traveler. I did a deep dive on them. I wish I held. That's a bear market buy for me. Opinion on Stellar being potentially bigger than XRP. I mean, it's a toss-up, I guess, at this point in time. We know that XRP is tackling the institutions. We know that Stellar is dealing in kind of like the populace, the mass populace, banking the unbanked. But I think that institutions play a role in that as well. So I think XRP and Stellar can certainly coexist in a way. Yeah, Zinfin essentially like the operating system, right? So I'm holding Zinfin. Hive. HYVE. All right, I have Hive popped up, so fuck, man. Craig, I fucked up with Matic because I will be complete straight. Like I look at all these small caps and shit like that. I saw the trend and the shift and the momentum change, leaning towards non-Ethereum based DeFi initiatives. Polygon and Matic was one of them. Like I found Router Protocol like fucking really early, like probably in January or February. I didn't like the team, so I kind of moved away from it. But Polygon and Matic, I think, are fucking huge. And the reason I didn't go hard into Polygon, which is obviously the rebrand of Matic, the user interface and like people logging on and being able to seamlessly do things, but I underestimated people's degenness, and people want these almost instantaneous, no gas, et cetera, et cetera. That's why I think, regardless of the learning, kind of the dissonance between learning and utilizing a network, I underestimated people's willingness to learn. So I fucking saw the shift trend with Polygon and Matic. And I didn't capitalize on it in the way that I should have. I thought people were going to be disinterested just because of the fact that there was like 1 or 2 extra steps. I was completely wrong. I was posting Polygon initiatives as far as the DeFi space with gasless transactions back in January. I never fucking bought. I think Flare is going to do the same thing, but from a massive scale, just because we know how strong the XRP community is. So Flare is going to be massive. So I think long-term Polygon, certainly. Yeah, 30 cents to 70 cent Matic or Polygon. I don't even want to know what the price was whenever I was looking at it. Upload this live stream. Talk about Flare. Bro, AK, you got to look at Mickey Be Fresh, Crypto Eddie, some of the individuals that were balls deep into Flare for the past 3 or 4 months. I am going to do a crash course on Flare probably in 3 days. So, I am not the guy to talk to you about Flare right now. Zap, no. Not for me. Yeah, Stu, I fucked up too, bro.
Who?
I should have fucking went deep into Polygon.
Oh, no. Everybody.
Yeah, no problem, Kim. Yeah.
My mom told me about it.
All in XRP, no. But I love XRP. It's top 5 for me. Luna. Yeah, Luna is a bear market buy for me as well. I've heard that the rewards just by holding Luna are fucking massive. Ian, I am not holding Energy Web. That is another one that I knew was going to be fucking huge, just like AVAX. Did not buy it. My kids are screaming in the background. Yeah, Mickey B is fucking awesome, dude. That guy has put in so much work for the XRP community. Guys, go inside. I'm on a live stream. You got to go inside. I'm on a live stream. Please stop arguing. Anatoly Karpov. No, that's Andrew Carnegie. Chainlink, yes. 100% Chainlink. My kids are going nuts right now. Top 5 picks. Ooh, that's really, really hard. All right, Crypto Gems. What do you mean by top 5 picks? Do you mean long term? Do you mean short term? Yingling. Anchor is big too. I looked into Anchor months ago, and they have that Ethereum 2.0 staking. I think it's called Staker, right, Jonathan? I think Anchor is big too. So Crypto Gem says long-term top 5 picks. Fuck. Long-term top 5 picks. Long-term top 5 picks. Long-term top 5 picks. Riley, shut the door, please, for me real quick. I'm coming in a second. Mom's making dinner. Long-term top 5 picks. Okay. I have to stick with XRP. So that's 1. I have to pick Hbar. That's 2. As fucked up as it is, I'm going to pick Ethereum, which is 3. I don't hold Ethereum. I trade with Ethereum, but I've seen Ethereum integrated into so many things. I think the tipping point may have already occurred. So I'm going to go with Ethereum for 3. So I've got XRP, Hbar, Ethereum. Ooh. I'm going to throw a wild card in and go Alliance block just for 4 because I want a low cap that I could potentially capitalize on more. And then 5 is going to be really fucking hard. XRP, Hbar, Ethereum, Alliance block. It's certainly not Bitcoin or Dogecoin. XRP, Hbar, Ethereum, Alliance block. I think I can't do quant. I don't want to do quant. Why don't I want to do quant? Elrond, Stellar. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. Blaine nailed it. Yes, number 5 is Pisscoin. Safe ass, certainly not. That team was fucking horrible. I tried to help. BNB is an interesting thing. I mean, Cardano is right there too. Yeah, you got to go Flare. You got to go something on the Flare network. You have to do. Fuck it. I'm gonna go Energy Web number 5. And I don't hold any Energy Web right now. So long-term holds Hbar, XRP, Ethereum, Alliance block, Energy Web. If I had to pick 5, even go onto Energy Web's fucking website. I mean, it's unbelievably ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, I like Gala, like from the gaming aspect. Like, I don't fucking know Doge. I will look at Hive. I don't care at how it held up during a dip, because everything holds up during dips to some extent. Some of them do, at least. Holochain's big. I just think incentivizing people to decentralize their own internet capabilities is a reach, but you know, we'll get there at some point, I think. Yeah, Jackie, I don't. But I'm fine with fucking understanding that I don't hold certain assets. Like, I've seen what they've done. I understand their capabilities. I just don't buy into assets after they pumped, or at least I try not to. So Energy Web is one that I'm certainly going to get during the bear market. Same thing with AVAX. There's a multitude of them. Oh, no, I mean Ocean Protocol. Ocean Protocol is big. All coins are trash. Algo's big. You ask a question like, what are the top 5 fucking coins you would hold long term? And there's no answer that will satisfy anybody. So even my answer would change in 2 months or 3 months or 4 months from now. So top 5 short-term low caps. Same type of question. My answer is going to be completely ridiculous. So I have no fucking idea. I'm holding, I will tell you, Miggy, that I'm holding that Lonely Fans one. They actually have a team behind it. They have some sort of an organization behind it, essentially trying to make OnlyFans like a platform on DLT. I'm holding Cumrocket just because I think porn is going to be big. I'm holding Alliance Block. I'm holding, I don't know. I'm looking at coins that could potentially go bigger just because of the market that they're trying to tackle. So I don't give a fuck if they're porn coins or porn coins or whatever they are. Those are low cap coins though. But I try to leverage power positions into like extreme low caps. So if I tell you that I'm invested in cat fuck coin, you're not going to be like taking me seriously. So no. Vet is huge. Yeah, I've talked about Vet. It's gigantic. XTC is 5, maybe. I mean, we know Zinfin's going to be big. So I haven't done enough research into Redcoin to actually explain it. So I'm not sure. All right, it is 9:02. I'm going to take 2 last questions and I'm done. Two last questions and I'm completely done. All right. Do I believe XRP will get the clarity that we need this year? I think the interesting thing to me is that I've talked about this before. I thought Flare was going to coincide with the bear market. As far as regulatory clarity, I think at some point it has to shake out. I would like to say yes. I would like to say yes, we do get some sort of clarity on XRP at this point in 2021. I don't know if that's mid to late 2021, but I think that may be a catalyst. I would love to see it be the catalyst for like the resumption of like the bull market, and maybe XRP takes the lead. So, yeah, I didn't get AGI. I should have. If I think the XRP SEC lawsuit ends, what do I think the initial pump will be? Probably the all-time high, Jeff. So I can't imagine it not hitting all-time high if we get regulatory clarity. I think that you will have certainly some sort of resistance at that all-time high, just like you normally would, because there's probably already triggered sell orders right around there. But if we get actual clarity and it's positive, in my opinion, I think it will blow past fucking all-time high. So I think that we all know what we hold. We all know what these utility-based assets what we hold, what the implication is from the long-term perspective for these fucking assets. For me, it doesn't matter if we go into a bear or if we resume the bull. I'm going to accumulate. I'll accumulate during the bear. Depending on what prices go to, I'll consolidate during the bull. And we are where we are. We all know what this space means in the future. These small caps. If you want to get into that market, I'm somewhat into that market. It's fucking gambling. It's 1,000,000% gambling. You can gamble well if you can learn some tricks and tools, but it's still gambling, and you can still certainly lose it. I've lost a lot, but I've also gained a lot. And I think learning from this market and learning from each other and maintaining somewhat of a community in this market is gigantic. Participating in the negativity, in my opinion, and I do it to an extent, but I do it from a way where I want to call out bullshit. I don't like what I consider to be people that are trying to scam other people. And we're all fucking living our own lives too. Like, it's exhausting doing this. So I don't know. Just everybody try to keep a level head, understand what you hold, follow the right people in this space. I know Blockchain Backer's a great guy. He tries to do as much as he possibly can. I know Kevin Cage is a good guy. we're all incentivized to do well in this space, but there's content creators that do YouTube, and I know I've taken a break, and I'm sorry for that, but there's content creators that still do it from a moral standpoint, I feel like. And they almost do it in the way where like their audience is YouTube. So they do it where they want to make sure people are informed. They want to make sure people are, empowered and know what moves to potentially make and follow those people. Blockchain Backer is one. Crypto Crew University, a little bit more on the like kind of like it's kind of like incentivized type side, but the dude does put out good information as far as Bitcoin is concerned. And there's Twitter guys too. I mean, I would recommend following the people that are watching the market, not necessarily following the news at this point in time, because, the news is great during a bear market because it gives you potential tips to invest in. Following the market at this point in time and watching for price action and watching the people that are potentially calling that price action is fucking big. So we all need to pay attention to that. We're in a very fragile state at this point in time. I love all you guys. I'm sorry for not being as involved as I wanted to be over the past month. I'm busy dealing with trying to still do the Patreon stuff, trying to potentially launch my own thing. And just I don't really care about making YouTube money. So I just wanted to come bullshit with you guys, and I appreciate the time. So yeah, love all you guys. Stay safe out there. If you guys ever have any questions, feel free to message me. I'm sorry if I don't get to all of them, but it's a lot to deal with. So yeah, we will bullshit, and thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. All right, later.